Today, I gave every team in the NFL the best quarterback in their team's history. And I think the best way to show this is to go team by team. So the Bears are going to get Jim McMahon. The Bengals got Ken Anderson. The Bills got Jim Kelly, who infamously lost 4 Super Bowls in a row. Good luck, Buffalo. The Broncos got John Elway. Browns have Otto Graham. The Buccaneers do have Tom Brady. Shoot, it was almost Jameis Winston, because he's their all-time leading passer. But in the end, I decided Brady's the best quarterback that will probably ever play for them. I mean, Jameis would have just been mean, honestly. The Cardinals got Kurt Warner. Chargers got Phillip Rivers. The Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes. I mean, this isn't really a surprise. Colts have a top 5 quarterback of all time in Peyton Manning. The Commanders got Joe Theismann. Cowboys got Troy Aikman. Dolphins got Dan Marino. Eagles have Donovan McNabb. The Falcons have Matt Ryan. The 49ers have arguably the best quarterback of all time in Joe Montana. The Giants have Eli Manning. Jags Mark Brunell. The Jets have Broadway Joe Namath. Matt Stafford is going back to Detroit to play for the Lions, where he'll be going up against Aaron Rodgers back on the Green Bay Packers. Honestly, I don't think this is going to help them in the sim at all, but Cam Newton's back on the Panthers. Tom Brady is the quarterback of the Patriots. Also, I thought it'd be interesting to have 2 Tom Bradys in the same league. Speaking of a guy being in the league twice, the Rams also have Kurt Warner. The Raiders have Ken Stabler. Now, this one might be controversial, but Joe Flacco is going to be the quarterback of the Ravens. Look, if Lamar wins a Super Bowl, he's going to be number 1 for them, but for now, I think it's got to be Flacco. Drew Brees is going to be back on the Saints. Matt Hasselbeck is going to be on the Seahawks. Big Ben Roethlisberger is going back to Pittsburgh. Honestly, could have been Terry Bradshaw, but Ben has like double his stats in his career. Okay, the Texans. This one pained me, but I guess it has to be Deshaun Watson. He is only an 83 overall though. The only guy who I didn't put in his prime, because I guess he was too busy getting massages to be back in his prime like everyone else. Allegedly. Please don't sue me. The Titans have Warren Moon, and last but not least, the Vikings have Fran Tarkenton. All of these quarterbacks are between 99 and 94 overall, so hopefully we get some crazy stats by the end of the year. Now, before we jump into the first game, I got too much stuff in this room. So if you want a signed mini helmet, like this one signed by Deion Sanders, Cowboys one signed by Zach Martin, Chiefs helmet signed by Dwayne Bowe, or an Eagles helmet signed by Fletcher Cox, just hit the subscribe button, hit the like button too while you're at it, and leave a comment about how your favorite team did in the video, and you could literally win one of these. Now, as always, I have no idea which teams are going to make the playoffs, so what we're going to do is get a little bit of playing time with different teams. Ooh, can I hit him on the sideline? I can. Drew Brees is honestly one of my favorite quarterbacks to ever play in the league. Honestly, back in the day with him on the Chargers with LT, that was a very bad spin. It was just so much fun to watch. I think there's a good chance this team struggles to make the playoffs though. He never was the fastest quarterback, but he was good enough to find a way to beat you. And you know what? While we're here, let's check out Cam Newton. Just because I see absolutely no chance that this team is going to be making the playoffs. Come on, Jonathan Brooks. There we go. Like, don't get me wrong. Cam is going to be amazing this year, but I don't think he's going to be good enough. Adam Thielen, you are too old to be making those spins. But let's be real. There is going to be no chance to save the Panthers from being the Panthers, no matter how good Cam Newton is. I did make him a running quarterback. Is he fast enough? Okay. Cam is a weird one when it comes to legacy, just because he did win an MVP and make it to a Super Bowl. Obviously did lose that Super Bowl. So I think his peak greatness might become a little bit forgotten. Now, I fully expect the Dolphins to be in the playoffs, but in the playoffs, we always watch in the sim to kind of let the team do their thing on their own. And I can't pass up an opportunity to have Dan Marino throwing to OBJ and Tyreek Hill. I mean, this team also has Jalen Waddle as well. No way Tyreek just broke out of that. I knew this combo was going to be insanely unfair. Now, this Phillip Rivers gameplay is here for 2 very specific reasons. The first is that I actually would love to do a video where I put every team's best player all time into the league. So like for the Chargers, for example, I think it's pretty safe to say it would be LaDainian Tomlinson, which would be very fun to watch. But yeah, let me know in the comments which player you would want me to add for your team. But anyway, the second reason why this is here is because I wanted to talk about just how absolutely insane it is that Phillip Rivers has like 10 kids. How does that happen? Down to our final few players to check out, we're gonna go to Peyton Manning. Wow, who is Way too fast, I think. We might have made a little bit of an error on that one. I am not gonna lie to you. This team will be a pretty good test to see if adding a Hall of Fame quarterback does make them any better in the simulation, just because I think they're gonna probably finish last in their division. But if there's any quarterback that could take them to the promised land, it is gonna be Peyton Manning. But at least we got to see a touchdown from him here. But with all that said, even with the best quarterback of all time, Tom Brady, ooh, how did he break that? This Patriots team is absolutely not going to be making the playoffs. First off, I think the sim does not like them at all. And second, most importantly, there is very little talent on this team. And I don't care if you have a 99 overall Tom Brady, I don't think that is going to be enough to make an actual difference for this team. Oh, there we go. Ramondre Stevens into the end zone. And now the thing with Joe Namath is that I kind of have a bit of a controversial opinion about him because, yeah, I think Joe Namath is just a bit overrated. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would name my first kid Joe Namath if it meant my team could win a Super Bowl. To be clear, I don't have a child. I don't know why I said that. But yeah, I think if you look at his statistics and like overall production, it's honestly like not that impressive. Oh my God, why is Nick Bosa so fast? But yeah, just trying to be like as unbiased as possible. I think that like the Super Bowl guarantee just makes him like a higher rated player. Why is Kadarius Toney on this team? Anyway, he's obviously the best player in Jets history, and I love that he won us a Super Bowl. I just hope I get to see my team play in a Super Bowl once in my life. But anyway, I think we had our fun, so let's sim to the playoffs. Wow, oh my God, there's no way. The Patriots with Tom Brady went 5-12. No playoffs for Joe Flacco or Big Ben. Peyton Manning made it as a wild card with Mark Brunell winning the division. And John Elway went 7-10 with the Broncos. Let's check out the NFC side. Wow, okay, so Troy Aikman and Joe Theismann took their teams to the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers apparently still owns the NFC North. Matt Ryan won the Falcons the division. And the Bucs Tom Brady snuck into the playoffs. And kind of no surprise, Joe Montana led the 49ers to the #1 seed. Pat Mahomes led the league with 4,600 yards and 38 touchdowns. Rams Kurt Warner had 43 and 45 touchdowns. Breeze with 42 and 38. Namath with 42 and 32. Wow, Elway had under 4K and 36 touchdowns, and this team couldn't make the playoffs. I mean, honestly, good numbers all around. I want to see which one did the worst. Well, I'm not surprised and also kind of glad. Let's see who won the league MVP. Yeah, it's Kurt Warner. I kind of assumed it was going to be Montana because they had the #1 seed, but yeah, he didn't have the craziest stats. So this will be our playoff bracket for this season. So for the wild card round, we're going to jump in with the Bucs and the Cowboys. Troy Aikman versus Tom Brady. We're going to jump into the fourth with the Cowboys down by 12 here. Ooh, that is a big chunk of yards there. Is he going to go all the way? He is. Wow, I was not expecting that to be one play. I really do wish there was a way where I can jump into more than one game per round. How many yards is he going to get here? But I assume this Madden, like many others, that if you watch a game and then switch teams, you could potentially overwrite the winner of the game you just watched, which would be just unfortunate, honestly. But if there's anyone in the comments who knows how I can do that, where I can still make sure that the right teams win, just let me know, because I would love to be able to watch even more matchups. It looks like, though, in typical Cowboys fashion, they're going to come up short in the playoffs. But from the 6 now, let's see if they can get a score and cut this lead in half. And he throws a pick. Yep, that I think is gonna be the game for him as they win 35-23. In the divisional, we got Jags, Dolphins, Bills and Colts, Falcons and Packers, and 49ers, Bucks. And we'll jump in late fourth quarter here with the Falcons up by 6. Do you wonder if Matt Ryan just really hates the number 28 now? Honestly, if it were me, I probably would avoid it at all costs in every aspect of life. Wow, he gets sacked. He might actually choke this because he did just leave Aaron Rodgers 3 minutes. Wow, he throws a pick on the first play. You're kidding. I literally didn't even have time to spit out the sentence. So now the Falcons can definitely at least kill time, but I think also put up 3. Why is Bijan running backwards? Somehow still gaining yards. That was quite possibly the weirdest 1-yard gain you'll ever see. If they get a first down here, it's definitely over. Oh my God, Matt Ryan's turn throwing a pick. It's like a duel of which quarterback can make the more costly mistake. I feel like I'm gonna have a stroke watching this gameplay, but Aaron Rodgers has to go 90 yards on this drive. Now they got about 50 seconds. He's gonna throw deep on this play. Oh my God, he's wide open. You gotta be kidding. So now we're gonna find out if he really is Matty Ice here. They got 3 timeouts. They gotta get to the 38-yard line for Young Koo. Fresh set of downs. They got 30 seconds here. Get out of bounds, Kyle Pitts. Ooh, and Matt Ryan is in the zone now. He's gonna throw the seam. Nearly picked. Honestly, with 2 timeouts, I would run the ball with Bijan because he's very good, but Kyle Pitts is gonna seal it. This has been an absolutely insane end to this game. They're going for 2 here. I think that's the right call. I can't do the quick math, but they don't get it. He has hit a couple insane Hail Marys in his career, but yeah, that's gonna do it. The Falcons are gonna move on here. Matty Ice is able to clutch it. So now in the championship round, we got Bills, Dolphins, and 49ers, Falcons. And we'll jump in on the AFC side with Dan Marino versus Jim Kelly. The battle of 2 amazing quarterbacks who have never won a Super Bowl. Unfortunately, Jim Kelly and the Bills find themselves down in this game here, but that clock is ticking. We are under 5. He hits Keon Coleman, who's going to get down to the 9. I thought going out of bounds in the 4th quarter stopped the clock, but apparently not. James Cook down to the 3. It must just be after the 2-minute warning we're going out of bounds stops the clock, but pass interference in the end zone. Well, that definitely stops the clock, and they only need a yard here, which they're able to get. No surprise, down by 5 here. They're going to go for 2 and get it. They are very alive in this game. If the Dolphins are smart, they're just going to keep handing it off and try to kill as much time. But a gain here of like 50, 60 yards. Oh my. I mean, already in field goal range, clearly, so they can honestly just play pretty smart. The CPU is pretty dumb sometimes because now the Bills do not need to use timeouts. With this kick, though, they're going to be able to stretch it to a 6-point lead under 2 minutes. But now, can Jim Kelly do it? I mean, he lost 4 Super Bowls in a row, but he's going to need to do something pretty special here to even have a chance to finally win one, and Jalen Ramsey just picked it. What is with all these legendary quarterbacks throwing the most costly interceptions late in the game? Just threw it straight into like triple coverage here, and Jalen Ramsey's able to snag it. Gonna sim the Dolphins trying to burn the Bills timeouts so we can get right back to the Bills on offense with somehow still a chance to win this game. It's always a dangerous position when a team knows they need to go for the touchdown. Why is he throwing picks to Jalen Ramsey? On back-to-back drives, he's able to do it. So the Dolphins win 31-25. Poor Jim Kelly. That man's never getting a Super Bowl, I guess. So now in the Super Bowl, we have Joe Montana and the 49ers going up against Dan Marino and the Dolphins. Not gonna lie, I really rolled the dice that Joe Montana was gonna be able to make it to this game, since this is obviously the first time we're gonna get to see him play in this video. Oh, Debo. Not Debo, that's Ayuk. Just saw the number 1. But yeah, obviously in real life, Joe Montana played on some very talented 49ers teams, and they're already down to the 22 on their first drive. He's gonna throw to Kittle here. After this, we will jump in later in the game to watch and see what happens, but I needed to make sure that we got at least one Joe Montana drive. Ooh, and George Kittle breaks that and gets into the end zone for the touchdown. In real life, he had Dwight Clark, and in this game, he's got George Kittle. So yeah, let's go to the 4th and see where we're at. And we got a tie game with 2 minutes to go in the 4th. So let's see what Marino can do on this drive. This will be a screen pass to Mostert, I would have to guess this is. Sorry if I've been a little hoarse all video. I'm actually coming off a cold. I was away for like 5 days over the weekend, but I had this idea, and I honestly have been having a lot of fun with Madden 25. That literally hit him in the back. But yeah, there's no sick days in the YouTube world, and honestly, I love making videos for you guys, especially when I get Joe Montana with a minute to go in the Super Bowl with a chance to win the game. Surely they'll play more aggressively on this drive. I mean, I hope they don't just play for overtime. Ooh, Kittle's gonna shake that. Miami is not using timeouts, which I definitely do not agree with here. They just called their first, and I'm pretty sure they just lost the game. Really, they're not going to call timeout. They're going to try to ice him instead. They're going to put all their faith that he is going to miss this kick here, and Jake Moody is not. Why would you run this kick out? You literally just wasted all the time. So the 49ers win 24-21. No Super Bowl ring for Dan Marino, and Joe Montana gets his 5th. So yeah, I guess that'll do it for today's video. You should definitely check out this video where I reset the NFL, or this one where I made a team of only the best players in the league. But yeah, as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Be good people.